I really hate how it zooms in after I actually hit go live. So anyway, do a little facial and chit chat. I didn't announce this, so we will see when people come on. Got the collagen because I need to go to sleep at a decent time tonight. So we got some lemon lime. I think I put too much water in here. There we go. There we go. It's shaking now. It's shaking, shaking, shaking. I put a little too much water, but that's okay. It's shaking, 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 shaking. So I'm gonna do, I've got the steamer going. It's the night where I need to exfoliate. So note to self not to get the water higher than that. All that in there. So let's clean my face and talk. How are you? How was your day? Let me know in the comments. Okay, so, oh my God, that's a workout right there. Like shake weight, like a bartender. A bartender. Okay, so let's get the steamer going. Get the steamer going. I see we don't get that crazy looking glare at night because I don't have the special light in here. It is the regular light. Seems to work better. At night, it actually looks like the good light. Put some orange essential oil. Oh, that was a lot. That was a lot. So while that gets going, my hands are already clean. I'm going to cleanser. Oh my God. Make sure I wear a shirt low enough. So come on in, say hey. Let me know where you are tuning in from. My face is, you know, pretty clean other than, you know, just being at home all day. So I'm going to leave it on as a mask and let the steamer do its thing. When it gets ready, it'll start bubbling up here any second now. So I always loved Working Woman Wednesday. You know, Wednesday wisdom, working woman wisdom. And I always have thoughts of what I'm going to talk about when I come on here. And then I get on here and I don't know, all that kind of disappears. But different things I've been thinking about today. You know, some of y'all leaders, I just don't agree with the stuff they be teaching. Like I heard on a podcast of someone who's huge talk about, oh, that was empty, thank God. You know, your groups being public because your posts can never go viral. First of all, if you understand the customer value chain and you understand the customer journey, everything about that statement is completely wrong. People should not be in your group because you want a post to go viral in your group. That's completely wrong. A viral post is a way to get people in your closed group because people are looking for community. And a public group, I don't know about you, and you can comment below if you feel differently, but I personally don't like public groups. And here's why I don't like public groups. Because anybody can see, even though they can't comment, I think they can like, but I know for sure they can't comment on a public group until they actually join the group. They still can see who's in there and they can still see what you posted. And maybe it's just because of the nature of what I do. I don't think people would share as freely and be as open in the group if it were public, okay? So it's not about what you want. It's about what's best for your ideal client. Oh my God, that's a whole word. This is Wednesday, Working Woman Wednesday. Y'all got me preaching today, right? The purpose of your group is to serve your ideal client. The purpose of your group is to serve your ideal partner. It is to provide value. It is to provide edutainment, entertainment, education that entertains, right? It is to provide value. And I feel that value is limited when the group is open. And that's why a lot of y'all groups ain't working, because your group is public, and I think it scares people off. And I don't know that they even know everything that I know about groups, because they're not a 30-year marketing vet, for example. But I think when people see that it's public and they know that anybody can see in the group, that impacts your group engagement, which impacts your group's engagement. Am I making sense? Does that sound familiar at all? I heard somebody say that last night. I was like, oh, write that down. I'm going to use that. Does that sound familiar? Because I hate when I always have to say, does that make sense? Because to me, that sounds so authoritarian, and I hate that. I really hate that. So that was one of the things on my mind today, right? Like, a lot of these gurus, they mean well. I think, too, it's a difference between, because this person actually is a male, and I think they have a little bit of a different perspective than women do. And if you understand the women psyche, you know, the female psyche, you'll understand better why I think the group should be private, not hidden. You are welcome. Not hidden, but private, meaning you can't see who's in there and what they're posting. You know, because for some people, in my world, for example, their skincare and beauty stuff might be something they don't want the world to see. And you have your group public because a post might go viral, which in 2022, I can tell you right now, that ain't happening. That ain't happening, right? And so again, you're focusing on you and what you want and your needs, and not what's best for the potential customer or partner. That's just my 2 cents. I'm just going to be a little cocky for a second and say that typically when it comes to this social media marketing, sales, leadership stuff, I tend to know what I'm talking about. Okay? I tend to know what I'm talking about. And not just because I have the 30 years, but because I got receipts. I got receipts with my 30 years. So get this on. That's another thought that's been going through my head. I can't believe we used to use abrasive exfoliators. I can't believe we used to exfoliate with ingredients like pumice, volcanic ash, and stuff like that. We don't do that anymore. We are much more gentle. We use more chemical stuff. In 2022, we use bamboo powder. We use coconut powder. We use papaya enzymes and pineapple enzymes to eat up the dead cells. Okay? That's what we do. It's a great winter skincare routine I'm doing here tonight. You'll see why in a moment. So, yeah, that also, I was thinking about the whole group thing because someone asked in a marketing group, a marketing program that I'm in today, they asked the question about a group and reviving their group. They were concerned, you know, they wanted to revive their groups because groups still do work. You just got to work them, okay? I'm going to say that again. Groups still do work. You just got to work them, okay? So they wanted to know about reviving, and I'm like, I'm going to give you the real deal, Holyfield. I didn't even mean to say that, but I'm corny sometimes like that. But I'm going to tell you from my experience. I'm going to tell you from my observation what I think, not just what I think, but what I know to be true, okay? And what I know to be true is there is one key factor in determining whether you should scrap your group or do your best to try to revive the group before, resuscitate, that's a good word. Try to resuscitate your group before you abandon it, okay? And I've seen this come up in the direct sales world in like 2020. And people were, Facebook groups are dead. No, boo, no. Your Facebook group is dead because mine is alive and kicking. Let me tell you, mine is doing the thing, okay? And here's the thing. Why my group continues to work to this day and why I know other groups don't work. And this comes from having coached, paying clients, coaching team members. And I can tell you it boils down to this. How did the person end up in your group? Are they voluntarily there? Did they opt in? Did they knock on the door to come in? Or did you kidnap them off the Facebook streets and hold them hostage in the group. And yes, Facebook did purge. They did get a lot of people out of groups that they weren't active in, but there are still in groups thousands of members who were kidnapped off the street. And those are the people that are not engaging in your group. And if your group is comprised of 50, 60, 70, 80, 90% people who were kidnapped off of the Facebook streets and held hostage, that's why your group needs to be scrapped and you need to start over again. Because there's many problems with that. Let me explain those problems to you. Okay? The problem with that is they did not opt in. So like I said, literally hey boo, you made it. That literally they are there against their will. Not only are they there against their will, they don't know why they're there. They don't know what the group's purpose is, and they don't know what they have in common, why they should be a part of that group, and why they should be a part of that community and engage in that community, because you haven't given them a reason to know why they should be a part of that group and why they should be a part of that community. Okay, so that's a huge problem. So even if you were in a company that started online parties and you had parties and it wasn't you that dumped people in the group, if the group is there because your hostess didn't follow instructions and went out and just threw people in a group, that group is dead too. I ain't never gonna lie to you. I'm just telling you the truth here, okay? So keep that in mind if your group did not opt in. So remember what I was saying about, okay, so this guru said that your groups should be public because how is your post ever going to go viral from inside the group? Well, Facebook ain't having that. I can tell you that right now. Facebook ain't letting your post go viral without some money behind it. And you can't put money behind groups, group posts. Now you can kind of force it a little bit if you can get everybody on your, in your company, on your team to cooperate. You can get it so far, but because this is where the story is going. I have a video that completely changed the trajectory of my business in 2015. Okay, it's a 15-second clip, and I have multiple viral videos, but this is the one that changed the course of Hautechaucolatte. Okay, and that video went viral, and it was in other groups that were closed, and it still went viral. So that kills the whole, your post can't go viral, because I put it on my business page, and from my business page, it was being shared into all these groups, right? And what made it go viral was I shared it into a group that I knew my ideal client was in. See how this strategy stuff works? I knew my ideal client was in the group, right? In large mass. And they would like the post, and they would share the post, and they did all the rest of the work for me. Now I would, if I saw the views and stuff going down for a little bit, I would reshare it into key groups again, just to kind of viralize it again and keep it going. But here's what I did, okay? Let me know if you want to know what I did while I get this stuff off my face. Let me know in the comments if you want to know what I did to really grow my group. And before that video went viral, my group had about 115 people. After that video went viral, I had over 2,000 people in that group. So let me know if you want to know what I did once the video was viral, because what I did is key, okay? And it's smart, because I tend to be that way. So let me know in the comments. I'm going to get this stuff off my face. Oh, that's why I love, if you can see that. So I love doing the exfoliating powder. Angie says she wants to know. She wants to know. Alice Jr. wants to know. We go way back. SMBC on Blake Avenue. Oh yeah, get the grimies, get the grimies. Okay? You want to know? I want to know what love is. I want you to know. Okay. So back off of my 90s singing, and I don't have a voice. That family trait gets right over me. So here's what I did. The video went viral. I kid you not. I responded to every single comment on that video until I couldn't do it anymore. Thousands of comments. I started having conversation in the comments with the people. So see, you having your group public and having people sharing it from in the group is great, but if you don't know what to do once the video goes viral, it don't matter anyway, right? It don't matter anyway. And I've already proven to you that with my group being closed, because never has it been open, because I just know, it still went viral because I had a strategy. See, a lot of these leaders don't really give y'all strategy. They give y'all tactics that serve them, but that's a whole other life. That's when I start moving funny, because it just I just can go down a whole tangent on that, right? They're not really giving you strategy. They're giving you tactics that serve them. And it's up to you to have the basic discernment to be able to know, that sound good, I respect you. When it comes to this, this, and this, you got me. But what you talking about right now, that don't apply to me. And I don't care if it's me. I respect that, hey? Because I do it. I just make sure if I go against what a coach, someone I've decided is a coach, a mentor, or whatever, against it, I just make sure that I'm historically accurate. It means I make sure I know what I'm talking about, and I make sure I do what I need to do. I don't just go against the grain for the sake of arguing and then don't do anything, and then they're right. Because I don't know if you know this, but I'm pretty stubborn. My daddy's a Williams, my mama's a Hamilton, so I'm pretty stubborn, and I like to be right, okay? So that's what I did. I commented on every single comment, the haters and the people who loved the video, because it was a little bit of a controversial video at the time. If you got to do all that, you must be ugly. And they weren't used to people who owned pages commenting back to them, and they got this, not only this real person, but this feisty black woman responding back to them. And so yeah, I responded, and I would block people too. So and then in the comments, depending on how the conversation went, I would invite them to my group. Okay, so again, here's the thing. Oh my God, this turned into a whole Facebook group training, and it wasn't even supposed to be that. I was supposed to be doing something else, right? So here's the thing. Again, you got to have a strategy. And I have a Facebook groups ebook that you can buy. I think it's like $19. You can just DM me and I can give it to you. But here's the thing, right? You got to have a strategy. So a lot of y'all have Facebook groups because somebody told you should have one. But do you have a strategy for that group? Do you have a goal? Do you have a mission statement for that group? Okay. My websites are currently offline because I am consolidating them and doing some rebranding and repositioning this year and rebuilding, updating them, making them look good and changing my host and all of that. So my websites are down, but if you were able to go to my blogs right now, on every single blog post, at the end of the blog post, there are a couple things. This is really, I can't believe I might not be able to keep this video up because I shouldn't be talking like this so openly and freely. But each post, at the end of every post, there are some things that are in common on every single post. And if you've ever really read my blog post and scrolled down to the bottom, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. And one of the things that's at the end of every single blog post, I'm definitely not going to be able to leave this video up. But share it. So you better share it now. If you got team, if you want somebody, if you know somebody who could really use this information, you better get them on this video now, because I'm not going to be able to leave this video up. This is the kind of stuff people pay me for, so I can't leave this video up, right? So at the bottom of every blog post, I do a couple things, okay? And I'm not going to go into all of them, but I'm going to give you this one. The bottom of every single blog post, there is a call to action, and I'm giving them multiple freebies, right? And one of those freebies is an invite to my group. But it's not just a, hey, join my group. Would you like to join my group? Can you guess what I do instead? Let me know. Well, I pull out my mask and get my mask on. Let me know. Oh, before I do that, I want to ice a little bit. So, what do you think I do? Thank you. I love when I look refreshing. You can see my freckles. I love it. So what do you think I do? freckles like my mama and my grandma. So what do you think I do in that call to action? What do you think I say if I'm not saying, hey, join my group, join my group? Because think about it. First of all, would you join a group off of that? Would you? Just because somebody said, hey, I got a beauty group, you want to join? Don't spill the tea to everyone, but spill it to me. Would you join a group? Because I wouldn't. I ain't even going to lie to you. That call to action of just saying, hey, join my group is dead in the water. Do you know why? Because we already talked about it. What is in it for them? So at the end of every blog post, not only am I inviting them into my group, I'm detailing, I mean like yay long detailing what they get when they join my group. This video is definitely not staying up. Because, you know, sometimes, I'm going to say this, success leaves clues. Success leaves clues, but often for the regular person, and I'm regular, but at the same time, I also have 30 years of sales and marketing experience, so I can see the stuff that's hidden in plain sight that other people don't see. And this is what I talk about when I say I have traps set all over the internet, you know, just, you know, because I don't much anymore, but at one point I listened to a lot of gangster rap, so you know, I like to sound thuggish, ruggish bone, and I'm I can be, I'm not gonna lie. So it's hidden in plain sight if you don't know what you're looking for, right? But I outline in detail, because here's the thing, who doesn't have a beauty group on Facebook? So what makes yours different, Angie? What makes yours different? Right? And that's what you got to communicate to people. You're welcome. I can hang up now because I just gave y'all some money. That's money right there. That is money. Do you understand how much? Do you understand that that's money? What I just told you? Do you get it? Everybody has a beauty group. Everybody has a beauty group. What makes yours different? Right? What makes yours different? It's also what I was having conversation about in the comments of that viral video, of all my viral videos, right? See, some people, they get viral, they get snipperty, they get in their feelings. I did get in my feelings too. I actually slowed down the growth of my brand because I got in my feelings. It wasn't that I was afraid of the haters. I just know truth and center might come out at any time, and, you know, reputation in that. So I kind of slowed things down, but I'm ready now, as you can see, okay? So everybody got a beauty group. Everybody got some sort of group. What makes yours different? And you know what they think of when they think of these beauty groups? They think of 2 different things, 3 maybe, okay? And you probably can name them. What's your experience with beauty groups on Facebook? Right? What's your experience with beauty groups on Facebook? There's the direct sales group where they might play some games, but for the most part, all they're doing is what? Pitching you all fucking day long, right? Nobody wants to join that. Don't nobody want to join that, right? Don't nobody want to join that. So another group is, I'm not trying to call out any by name. There are some good ones, right? They're the good ones where people are engaged. They're not giving unsolicited advice, because that's the third group, the trashy groups. Y'all heard me post and read and seen my posts about them before. The trashy groups. So what happens in the trashy groups? Trash. That's why they're called the trashy groups. You post a picture and people start critiquing you right away, and they're not makeup artists, they're not professionals, they're just giving their opinion, which you didn't ask for, right? Or the smut, what I call the smut, which makes me feel like a very old conservative Southern woman, but I'm just saying I grew up in the Baptist church. Smut, right? You know, just stuff that has nothing to do with beauty. That's, hey, what you do in your bedroom is your business. I forgot to put my eye mask on. But that's not what the beauty group is for to me. You know what I'm saying? So what is going to separate your group from those 3 groups? And yes, you need to take what you see that's good from the good groups, but you can't be identical. You got to find your positioning. What makes your group differente? Why should I want to be in your group? And I'm going to resist the urge, because I get to talking too much, to tell you exactly what makes mine different and how I outline it, but I'm gonna leave you with that. Okay? Because then we got to get into a full-on, like half-day VIP session or a full-day VIP session, and then we talking like anywhere from $9.97 up. Okay? But you got to, what makes your group different, right? I'll give you one. Yeah, I got a jade roller too, but I like the ice. I like the ice because that ice really does something. This is the Aqua Boost mask. Okay, so I'm going to give you one, okay? National TH Day, 28th. Cash App, Hautechaucolatte, Hautechaucolatte. In fact, if you found video tonight, you can Cash App, Venmo, Tamira, Tamira-Hamilton, like money, okay? So the reason I bring that up, though, is one of the things I noticed was even amongst the good groups, it was a younger demographic. And the demographic that I am, and I tend to serve women like me, was, don't use the phrase, that's, okay, I'm going to talk about that too. Mature skin. Don't do that. And I'm going to tell you why in a second, right? But we're more seasoned, more experienced. We have different issues, beauty-wise, and some of the advice given by the younger girls, young, dumb, full of, they don't know what they don't know, right? Because they haven't experienced it, right? And so, like baking and all of that, there's a point where you need to stop baking. And you have to know that, right? So that's one of the things that can be a differentiator from your group and other groups. It was beautiful because I would work those comments of that video. I remember like on Sunday mornings for hours, just replying to comments. You're getting friend requests, people going in the group. And it was a beautiful thing because I could see my ideal client. Like, it was just like plain as day who I targeted. It was crystal clear, and it had nothing to do with the color of my skin, right? It did a little bit, but yeah, it was a beautiful thing. You can see, even to this day, the women that enter that group are in the right place, and they should be able to, the minute they hit the floor of the group, they should know that they're in the right place, right? So the reason I say words are everything, words have meaning, right? So tell me below what you think of when you hear the phrase mature skin. What do you think of? Because I want you to stop using it. And not just because I'm vain. And I don't, like my grandbabies don't call me grandma, right? Like, yeah, I'm one of those. But think about it. Nobody in my age bracket, my generation, Gen X, and a lot of us, Black, white, Jew, Gentile, Catholic, Protestant, Black, green, Latino, our grandparents now, right? And one of the things that's very common is very few of us run with that G word, okay? We just don't run with that G word. So when you hear the phrase mature skin, what does it make you think of? I'm not getting answers. And you know why? Because nobody really knows what it means, and that's why you need to stop using it. Nobody knows what mature skin is. They just hope they don't have it, right? There are some definitions out there, but nobody really knows what mature skin is. And honestly, in my opinion, it's subjective. And when you're calling out this is like a mini masterclass. Your ideal client. So Faith says it means old, and to a lot of people it does. But you know how they say like some poor people don't know they're poor. Some older people don't know they're old. And that's why I think it's hilarious when people like in their 30s think people in their 40s are old. Like, are you being serious? Like, okay, immature, right? Hey girl, hey boo, right? So the phrase mature skin can mean so much to so many different people. And in all honesty, your ideal client is going to be you. before you started using your product, before you joined your company. Okay? So think about that, right? And when you say mature skin, people don't know what that means. So what you should say instead is, if you're a millennial, millennial skin. If you're a working mom skincare routine, right? If you're mature, because I'm everything but, I hate adulting, over 40 skin, approaching 50 skin, right? Instead of this mature skin stuff. Because if you ask somebody who's 30, what age does mature skin start? I guarantee you will get a different number when you ask somebody who's 45, 47. You're going to get a different number. Because at 45, 47, pushing 48, might as well say 48, I'm going to tell you 60. 60, 62. Right? And y'all know black people age like fine wine and cheese. So it might even be in the 70s. Or the 80s before the skin really start to mature, right? So you got to be specific in calling out your ideal client. If you are in my group, it is not difficult at all. It is not difficult to figure it out. But you just got to know what to look for. Like I said, a lot of stuff be hidden in plain sight for folks. It's there, they just aren't aware. They don't see it. They don't know what to look for. And it's not that I did anything shady, because y'all know me. I don't even run down like that. But yeah, so that was our marketing lesson for the week. I'm tired. I did this all the time. I did not mean to come on here and talk about all that, but we did. But the video cannot stay up. The video cannot stay up. People pay me for this brain. And I gave y'all a lot tonight. Like a lot. Okay? So your group should be secret. Not secret, it should be private. You don't want your group to be public. I don't care what somebody else says. You know, like if somebody tells you something like that and it hits you, you got to explore why it hits you. Because that, your group, having your group public serves you. It does not serve your ideal client. It does not serve your potential partner. It serves you. And going viral is not a fucking marketing strategy. It's just not. It just is not. If you talk to most people whose videos have gone viral, it was probably one of the worst things to happen in their business. I've seen people make YouTubes about it because they didn't have a plan. They didn't have a strategy. They didn't have that path they wanted to take somebody along from being a stranger to being a customer, to being a partner, to being, you know, if you're not going to do either of those, being a net promoter and referring people to me. They didn't even know to plan that out. Now, that's me with 30 years of experience to know to do that, right? Everybody, my daddy always said, everybody can't do what you do, right? And so they didn't know that. But for most people, a lot of people, going viral is the worst thing to happen in their business because they don't have systems set up. They don't have structure. They don't have processes in place for the video to go viral. So who cares that your video went viral? That's not a solid. A viral video does not mean you're going to get paid. A viral video doesn't mean you're going to make money. A viral video doesn't mean you're going to grow your team. A viral video doesn't mean you're going to get customers. You might lose one. It might turn into a customer service nightmare. It has for some people because they weren't prepared for it. Right? And trust me, I'm imperfect action, yes. So I'm not saying you don't necessarily want a video to go viral. It's just not a marketing strategy. It's not a marketing system. It's not a business system. And you need to know that. And this guru is good. He has good intentions. So I'm not going to say he, I wouldn't trust him. I just think sometimes people need to be more aware of what they're saying and who they're saying it to. Because I see a lot of groups out there that are crickets, and it's because they're public. Think about it. If I have how do they say that? PCOS. Let's say PCOS. If I have PCOS and it has, done certain things to my skin, do you think I'm going to be more likely to post in a group that's public that any troll on Facebook can see? They might not be able to comment on, but they can see and take screenshots of. Do you think I'm going to be more likely to post that in a public group and ask for thoughts and opinions, whether it's on a makeup look or changing up my skincare regimen, or I'm going to be more likely to do that in a group that I know that I'm in good hands with, because the owner, the admins of the group have proven to me that I'm in good hands by being doggedly persistent about the quality of people they let in the group and how the group is managed, and the group has rules, and the group, you know, there's no trolling, there's no talking crazy to people and giving unsolicited advice. I don't know about you, but the latter is the one that I would choose. Right? It's about that. My group at one point was named something like Tamira's Makeup Hoarder's Haven. Think about what the word haven means, right? Are you creating, when you're creating a community, yeah, I love it. When you're creating a community, that comes with a certain amount of responsibility, right? Like, you're not responsible for every comment and everybody's feelings. Don't go that direction, because I did for a little while. But, you know, there needs to be some standards, and you need to apply them consistently too, because that can end up being a problem. Okay? So that's that. So next is, actually, I think I'm going to skip the serum tonight and go into the eye cream. Yeah, that ice roller is huge. I love it. I love it. You don't need a lot of eye cream. I like to smash it between the two fingers. You know, if your group is about weight management and weight loss, which honestly, I would not have a group that was focused anything on weight loss. I'm not saying I wouldn't have a group in that area, but that's just not what I would call it, because of all the stuff that's going on with health claims and different stuff like that. I would focus on something a little different. You know, I'll never forget, somebody kept adding me to a group. What was the title of the group? But the title was so offensive. And this is the problem. And you can't just really kidnap people off the street, but you can invite anybody you want to in the group. And I would encourage you to not just randomly invite people to your group, that you actually have a conversation and qualify them and kind of outline what's going to make your group different than someone else's, and that you have even identified a need for them to be in your group in the first place. Because remember, when you don't do that, that's why your group dies and you can't revive it. Because you can offend people. You can, especially me, you can offend people by adding them to a group, and they may like their size. They may be confident with who they are. They may not be looking to lose weight. And because you think they should want to lose weight with your product, you can end up offending somebody. Whereas they may not want to lose weight, but they may be more concerned about lowering their blood pressure. They may be more concerned about lowering their cholesterol, but because the name of the group is offensive, now you've lost all potential with them. Whereas if you were having a conversation with them and finding out what their goals were, and then matching their goals to the group, now you've created a much better experience. You feel me? Does it sound familiar? Right? So it's work. And it's becoming more and more work, even for people like me. That's why my belly is so big. Facebook and them marketing them be stressing me out. O-U-T out. Them and Apple slowing down my devices because they want me to buy new ones. Again, I don't care that you want me to buy a new MacBook so that your quarterly numbers for investors are good. I care that we get through this thing that we're getting through, and then I will consider buying a new MacBook. But the one I have still works, and it works fine if you would stop slowing it the fuck down, right? So if you want that, talk about differentiating yourself from everybody else. That's the first thing. People do not care what you know until they know that you care. They do not care what you know until they know that you care. And you got it. That's the most important thing to do, is build the relationship and for people to know that you care. That's why I was in the comments. A lot of people get all, because the guru said this or the guru said that. Stop listening to the guru and listen to your heart. What would you want to happen if it were you? How would you want to be treated? How would you want to be handled? And it doesn't mean always telling people yes. The customer is not always right, but it's all in the delivery, right? Are you showing empathy? Do you care about the person? And are you communicating that in an effective way? Are you discovering what their goals and their dreams and their hopes and their aspirations are and where they are? Again, because if you talk about weight loss and the person is more concerned about lowering their LDL, you know, they're more concerned about cortisol resistance, cortisol and insulin resistance, that's a whole completely different conversation. And like I said, your group should not even have the words weight loss in it in 2022. You know, it should be solution focused. You know, I see a lot of groups. I was chatting with someone on Instagram about a 30-day lifestyle, like a health reset or something that their company offers. And they don't use the word health, but it's like a 30-day reset. That's much more palatable than you know, fat black girls who need to lose weight, because that was pretty much the title of a group that I was added in, and it was just like so offensive. Like, first of all, how do you know I even consider myself fat? I might think I'm the baddest, finest BBW on earth, right? How do you know that I think that that's a permissible word and phrase to use? Like, you know, and I mean, and that's just me, but I also know I'm not the only one that feels that way, right? You just can't offend people. I can tell you another example of a client of mine, and we were in the same company years ago, and she did a photo shoot. And she posted, this is why you gotta be careful, and she posted, the photographer altered the images to make her look smaller. And she's all about body positivity. See how that, see that glow? She's all about body positivity. So that's a core value of hers. She would never alter her image to make herself look even the slightest bit thinner. She's very much this is who I am, take it or leave it. I don't care either way, I'm good. What you think of me does not matter to me. It's none of my business type person, right? And so now she's posting. She didn't put the photographer's name on blast or anything, but she showed the pictures and she was just like, I want to not be upset about this, but I am. Okay? And remember, everything lives forever on the internet, even if it's deleted. Somebody somewhere got a screenshot of it, right? So those are the things you want to remember. So I wasn't even supposed to go down that whole rabbit hole, but here's the thing. Lemony Snicket's The Lemon Luxe collection is good through the 17th. That's the lemon lime collagen, the lemon sugar body polish with the wooden spoon, and the lemon lip scrub for only like $119. Remember, first time customers get 20% off when they first sign up for text. When they sign up for text during the whole ordering of their first order, any size, 20% off. You can actually add another 10% on that, and I don't know how long that's going to be, so I would move pretty quickly. Another 10% when you set up an auto replenishment. I can come back and do a whole live on our Passport Perks program, but it is the best. Here's what I'm going to tell you right now. With Passport Perks, you control when your order ships, okay? So what do I mean by that? First of all, we remind you 5 days before, because our company is headquartered out of California. I think they still are. No, they technically moved to Texas, but out of California and like out there, there's laws in place. So one of them is you got to notify people before you, and I think that might even be a nationwide law now, that you have to notify people before you just auto bill them, right? So we notify you 5 whole days, but you get to change the date at any time. You don't have to call customer service. Thank God you don't have to contact me. You can log right into your in your account and change the date at any time. You want to change the date. You don't want to delete the auto replenishment because of our annual savings passes. I have several customers who earned a 50% off one time. That's good between now and early March, okay? Several. So do not, whatever you do, move the date back, but do not cancel, especially if you intend to be ordering regularly and consistently. Do not delete. Have at least one item on auto replenishment so that you know, you're earning all the perks that you deserve. So there's that. We also have where you can work with me for only $20.22. I'm not going to go into all the details on that, but here's what I will tell you. We have 3 new amazing kids. We just learned today that our milestone program, which is typically $375 in bonuses when a new person starts, and they have 4 months to complete those milestones, is now doubled. And so you can come in, there's still plenty of month left in January to earn all of those milestones and turn that, what would normally be $375 into $750. That's incredible. If you ever thought about doing this, I would be jumping on that and doing that right now, because we're literally changing the game, right? So if you're worried and you're like, I don't want to build a team, you don't have to. You don't have to. You can just sell. And you can still earn trips. You can still rank up to director. You can earn even some, you know, more higher level leadership trips. You know, if you are a sales boss like that, you very much still can. And I'm just going to say this. If you are one of those people, but I don't like to sell. When you tell me that, can I just be honest? Can I be real? That's a lie. Because even when you say that statement to me, you know what you're doing? You're trying to sell me. In every transaction, a sale is made. Either they're going to sell you or you're going to sell them. And I'm not going to buy that when you tell me that you can't sell. Because if you have a 2-year-old and it's bedtime and you're trying to get your 2-year-old to go to bed, guess what you're doing? You're selling. When you go for a job interview, guess what you're doing? You're selling. When you go before the judge and you're trying to get out of that parking ticket, guess what you're doing? You are selling, right? And I'm going to go a little bit further, and I hate to sound cliche, but I'm going to just say this. If you're not getting the sales you want, it's because you're selling. But if you're sharing, serving, the sales just happen. Right? It just happens. Whether you have a strategy or not. The sales just happen. Now, it's good to have a strategy or develop one at some point to scale and maximize. But if you just share what you like, then it's really not selling, right? I know some people say, don't say that, but it really is about just sharing and serving, right? Like, I don't do hardcore sales. I've never come out here and did a hardcore sale. People just like me. They find me funny. They find me cute. They find me entertaining. They find me weird. They find me quirky. I'm all of those things. I am definitely all of those things. But you know why they buy from me? Because I put out content that earns their trust, because I build relationship with them. And if you can do that, you don't even have to put out content as great as mine. Believe me. Believe me. You don't even have to put out content as great as mine that's as strategic and as smart and brilliant and creative as mine. Believe me. There's a lot of trash out there and people still making money and making sales. So think about it. Let me know. A lot of people struggling. A lot of people are going to continue to struggle. It's only going to get worse. And I hate to say that. I don't mean to sound like a doomsdayer, but you know what I mean. Prices don't really tend to go down, right? Prices don't tend to go the other way. Very rarely. And if they do, it's very momentary, because we do live in a capitalist system. So yeah. So that's it. I'll be going live more. It's one of my challenges. We're damn near halfway through January and it's finally working. But it wasn't because of me. I'm telling you, these boys, Mark and whoever the dude is running Apple these days, hate me. but they will not stop me. So Lemony Snicket's the Lemon Lux collection through the 17th. You got till the 26th to partner for as low as $20.22. Before you just join though, can you do me a favor? Can you DM me so we have a conversation so that I can make sure that you make the most of all that you get when you partner, when you say, hey, I want to work with you, instead of just going for the 2022, because that is not always the best situation for everybody. You are welcome, Faith. You're welcome. So I'm going to go now, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye. The video is not going to be up forever. It's just not going to be up forever. I cannot leave this up, so I'm going to go.